know, it's weird when you make a video and you look at your camera and the timer's not running, that means you're not recording. Little fun fact. So this is the third time I'm making this video for a subscriber. His name is Guy Ranting. He asked me a question. He saw my video where I bought an ounce of gold from Costco. This exact ounce of gold. And he asked, his comment was, when you say you keep it in a vault, because I mentioned in the video that I use a vaulting company for gold. He says, when you say you keep it in a vault, do you have any videos on how that works? Is there a monthly expense? Thanks. And to you, Guy Ranting, I say thank you. That is an awesome question. I've been wanting to talk about vaulting a little bit more, but I'm not qualified, in my opinion, to actually give all the ins and outs or advise on vaulting. I'll tell you what I do and some things that are important to me with vaults. The best thing to do is to hold it, to buy it and hold it in your hands. This is the best way to have gold. There may come a point in your stacking journey where you get a lot of gold piled up over time, and that amount of gold may cause you to lose sleep. You may be stressed out about it, and about, like, if a tornado comes and wipes out your house, or the location that you store your gold, it wipes out the location there, or if it's at a relative's house, what if their house gets broken into? Is their neighborhood kind of going down in quality? There's a lot of variables as far as being your own custodian. If you've got 3, 4, 5, 10 ounces of gold, I would recommend just getting a really super good safe, not a gun safe. Gun safes are not secure. A real good TL15, TL30 by 6, and they're expensive. A good safe will cost you $3,000 if you've got enough, gold worth putting in it. But anyway, as far as to his questions, do I have any videos on how that works? I don't, and that's because I'm not really an expert. Is it a monthly expense? It is a quarterly expense. You'll get billed every quarter a percentage of your holdings. Normally, most vaults. There's a couple that do it on a per ounce basis, which at first I thought that was the best way, because what if your gold goes up to $1 million an ounce? Now you've got this bill of $20,000 or $29,000 a quarter. It's like, well, that's kind of a hard bill to pay. You have to sell some gold to pay the bill. Then you got to pay the taxes and blah, blah, blah. But then I thought, well, what if gold goes to $1 million an ounce? If you're paying, if the vault is charging you a dollar amount per ounce, they'll go under. They'll go out of business, because that means everything else is hyperinflated. They can't afford to operate their vault on the whatever $20 a year they charge you to store this buffalo. And I'm not sure how much it is per year. I can't remember what the price was. It was there was a cost per ounce. I can't remember what it was. But that's the reason why I don't use that kind of vault. I do have, I'll put a link to One Gold. I use them. I don't recommend them yet. That's only because I have very little experience. I have that bullion card that AppMex put out. I thought it'd be kind of cool to get one. There's probably an affiliate link I can get for it, but I don't have one. But there is an affiliate link for One Gold. I get $5, $5 whole dollars if you sign up for an account with One Gold. And I use them only because it's from my bullion card. I get rewards, and it's paid out in actual gold. And then you can choose where the gold is stored. And I chose Switzerland. I do have other vaults that I use, but those I'm not quite ready to name yet. I will actually name them when I go to them, visit them, and see my actual holdings in person. I'll probably do a video there showing the gold that I put there, because about a year ago I put out a video showing, I think it was 14 ounces of gold that I was sending off to a vault, and I showed the exact dates, and the one had a blemish in it, and so I'm going to show that exact same blemish on the video when I do my self audit. But the monthly fee, there's no monthly fees. It's a, well, let me take that back. Some charge a monthly fee, some charge a quarterly fee. The vaults I use charge quarterly. It's not a ton, but if you send 1 ounce of gold in, it's expensive because there's a minimum. They're not going to charge you, what is it, 1/4% per year to store 1 ounce of gold. It's just not cost efficient. So you kind of need to send in about, well, you don't have to. You can send in like 5-10 ounces of gold and then just build up your position. I think the minimum fee for one of my vaults is equal to, if you hold 20 ounces, that's the fee. If you hold 10 ounces there, you're still paying the fee on 20 ounces. If you hold 21 ounces, then the fee goes up a tiny amount, like maybe $10 a quarter or something like that. It's not a lot, but there is a minimum. So the minimum they're imagining is 20 ounces of gold. That's your fee. And I think it was $220 a year, which for storing 20 ounces of gold, I don't think that's bad insurance. And that's another thing, it's insured. Unlike a safe deposit box at a bank, which I don't recommend using unless you already have one that the bank gave you for free and you're going on vacation and you don't want to leave your gold at the storage location that you normally use. You want to put it in there for your vacation, then come back and then take it back out. There are several documented cases of banks, law enforcement having banks drill out safe deposit boxes, and it's the wrong box. Whoops, sorry, we got the box number confused. All your gold or whatever you store in there is held at the police station, and once you give us this, that, and the other thing, then we might release it to you. I don't know if they will. These asset forfeiture things are really, really bad scenarios, and I just don't ever want to be involved in that. So if you have this stuff stored in a safe deposit box at a bank, there's no insurance on it. So if something happens, you're out of luck. A vault, and you have to check, they usually have accounts with Lloyd's of London, and they will insure your precious metals. And so, yeah, to answer your question, is it a monthly expense? Mine are quarterly, and it's a little over $50 a quarter on one of them, to put it into perspective, and that's for 20 ounces. What else? Some vaults will charge a handling charge for your initial deposit. So you send in a bunch of gold, they'll say, okay, we got your gold. Now we're going to verify that it's real, and we charge, whatever, $100 for that. I'm like, that should not be a thing. They shouldn't be charging you to verify your gold because it's yours. You could send fake gold in and store it with them if you want. If you want to be a jerk or an idiot, I could send in fake gold bars and pay them a quarterly fee. Now they do have to verify. If you go to sell it, then of course they have to verify it. And at that point, I could understand them charging a small fee, but waving an XRF wand over these things for like 3 seconds, that's not worth $100. Sorry. And I know they got to pay you for the XRF machine, so those are like 20 grand. Some vaults will provide you with a shipping label. So if my experience is I sent my gold in to vaults. I haven't bought, well, I have bought some gold from vaults, but I mainly sent mine in. And the main vault that I use, they provided a shipping label for me. They got a separate rider on their insurance through Lloyd's of London for the delivery. I had to give them a manifest of every item that I'm sending. Like, was, whatever, 5 gold Britannias, 6 gold Maple Leafs, 2 gold Krugerrands. I can't remember what it was that I sent in. I did a video on it a year ago and showed the actual coins. But I gave them a manifest of everything that was going in. They provided the manifest. I just had to fill in the blanks. And then they got a quote from their insurance company, quote for the shipping, and then additional insurance through the the carrier, USPS, FedEx, UPS, whatever they choose. And then they'll tell you, all right, it's going to be $250 or $100 or whatever, and that's all insured. So then they give you instructions on how to pack it up. It's got to be packed so it doesn't rattle inside bubble stuff, and then put into a box. That box has to be taped shut, and then that box has to be put in a separate box, like you've seen in my videos. There's a box in a box when you buy from certain bullion dealers, and then you drop it off at the company that ships it, either FedEx, UPS, or USPS, and that's the nail biting part of it. While you're waiting for it to get there, you're biting your nails every day. You don't really sleep very much when that happens, but once it gets there, it's a sigh of relief. I'll tell you another story in another video about a shipment that went a little sideways, but turned out okay. If you're storing your bullion outside the United States, you have to make sure there's no tariffs, import taxes, or customs fees. That's a thing. So if you're sending it to like some places, like, I'm not sure, maybe Singapore or Cayman Islands has a import tax now. You have to make sure that you don't have to pay those, or that you're in a country, because the vault doesn't charge the taxes, tariffs, or customs fees. That's charged by the government of the country that you're sending it to. And feel free to chime in below if I'm incorrect on anything, because as I've said, I'm not an expert at the stuff, but I'm just telling you my feelings. There's so many videos on channels that will hype up this vault or that vault, or use this or use that. I'm just telling you my feelings. Also, another thing, is there a fee? Can you visit your metals? Because you want to have allocated, segregated. So this bar, when I send it into a vault, when I go visit that vault in 10 years, I will see this exact serial number on this exact gold bar. I'm not getting a separate one. There's vaults where you buy, like One Gold is the one where you send them, $3,000. You own $3,000, or let's say $2,000. You send them $2,000. You own 1 ounce, a 1 ounce portion of a kilo bar. So that bar is not yours. You have the rights to 1 ounce of it, which it sounds kind of sketchy, but unless you're sending in metals, then I don't know. That's probably the way it works. But it's kind of liquid. You can redeem it. Like, so if you say, hey, I want a gold coin, you can go to APMEX, and then they'll fulfill it through APMEX. So, and I know a lot of people don't like APMEX because they're expensive, but it's an option. Gosh, that scared me for a second. This gold was behind the label. I was like, wait, where's the coin? Got to shake it out. What else? Yeah, can you visit your holdings? And what's the fee? Most vaults will charge you $100. I was interviewing SD Bullion for a while. They charge $250 to visit your holdings, which I think it's over double what most vaults charge. And there's a couple other reasons why I haven't used SD Bullion, and that's to my another point is a concierge. SD Bullion, if you're watching this, you have an employee named Matthew. He is a fantastic employee. He has talked to me for over a week about your bullion storage and answered all the questions. Any questions he didn't have answers to, he went and sought those answers out, and he called me back. He proactively. You have a really good employee in Matthew. So I would recommend SD Bullion. Make Matthew a concierge, a one point of contact. One thing I don't like about bullion vaults, many of them, is that like, hey, I want to talk to somebody about my holdings, my stuff that I hold in your bank. You have to call the number and you'll get somebody you don't know. Some vaults, you'll be assigned a concierge. You have their direct email. So if I want to check on, have a question, a quick question, a question that's not really important, I can email Robert, my buddy Robert over there at a vault that I use, and he will get back to me. I can call him directly. Whereas like other vaults that don't have this kind of one-on-one relationship, you just call in and get put on hold, transferred around, and finally you get somebody that might research it and get back to you. But anyway, the good thing about SD bullion is they do have a vault inside the United States. Outside the United States, they have vaults that they're contracted, I think through Brinks or Loomis. I can't remember which. But I guess that's about it. Yeah, just interview them all and check out things online. There's a lot of YouTube videos about vault storage. I like it. And I hold mine outside the United States just for that extra layer of like, what if, oh my gosh, Adolf Hitler got reincarnated and now he's the president and now he's going to come after my gold and put us in prisons. I could flee the country and start a new life somewhere else. If you're a refugee, it's handy to have, a bunch of gold at the place you're going to already. So you're not trying to get on a flight with, 30 ounces of gold to try and flee the country. It's, I'm just going to visit my granny over in the Cayman Islands or over in Switzerland or London. That's another thing. I'm going to talk to London, the Royal Mint. I'm going to talk to them about their vault storage abilities or stuff. So I'm still interviewing. I like to diversify my vault storage. So I have three right now, and I would like to have at least one more, possibly two more, and that's just to have them in separate parts of the world. And it just opens up options, I guess. Some people think it's dumb. I like it. I think it gives me a good feeling. I can sleep at night, and I don't have to worry as much. There's always risk, but there's risk in anything. There's risk holding it yourself. So, I don't know. I guess that's about it. I guess let me know if you got anything out of this video, if it was worth a darn, or if it was just a bunch of rambling of a dude that just hasn't had enough coffee this morning. But, yeah, give me your thoughts. Hopefully this answered some of your questions, Guy Ranting. And anybody that has questions, feel free to throw them down below or in any of my videos. There's always questions, and if you ask them, maybe I'll make a video out of it. Anyway, thank you very much, Guy Ranting, for the question. And I'm going to get some coffee because my brain is out of brain juice. I got to refuel it. Anyway, I hope you guys are having an awesome day. And see you later. Bye-bye.